Hey guys, this is Marcel Ernie Racing News showing you all the footage of the depleted uranium tank shells that were blown up in Kalmytsky, I can't say it, Ukraine. It's town, city in Ukraine, Kalmenitsky, something like that. And there was several depots that were blown up as well, which were all full of sent from the UK to Ukraine, these depleted uranium tank shells to work with the UK tanks that they sent them as well. So let's go over some of the footage here and we'll talk more about it. Wow, look at the color. Freaking like lava in the sky. Doesn't that remind you of some kind of movie where like the aliens are like pulling shit out of the ground and sucking everything up?
Ебать осколки нахуй. Охуеть нахуй.
Incredible to see that and witness this terrible thing in person. Holy smokes.
Ебать, да тут осколок впал нахуй. Охуеть.
Sounds like just lots of mini explosions of possible more mines, missiles, or tank shells. And there you have the photo from a distance. Look at that massive, massive black mushroom with more fiery explosions next to it. Wow. Yeah, incredible. With the birds circling. Okay, so here we have depleted uranium, the tank buster's weapon of choice. And so I'm just going to kind of walk you through this really quick. It might be small on your screen if you're watching. You have the gun barrel in the tank full of essentially your propellant charge with the steel case. And then you actually have the depleted uranium penetrator, like the actual missile, kind of like a dart that sticks out the front and then goes through. And then the sabot is the aluminum that houses it to give its control when it's being fired out of the tank nozzle. And then the sabot disengages, it suddenly burns off or breaks off, and then you just have this arrow piece coming out of it, which is all depleted. It's depleted uranium, and which then is able to pierce into tank armor, like a dart-like projectile, and it's able to stay sharp and penetrate tank's armor with depleted uranium tip burning away to vapor on impact. So it just melts and burns and stabs right through any tank metal. It's like a very hard metal. And when the projectile breaks through, the burning depleted uranium turns the tank's interior into an inferno of searing hot gas and sparks. Yeah, you wouldn't. So you're inside there, you're freaking burned up alive. He's probably saying right now, just like, why did you put all of our depleted uranium into depots where the Russians knew? Why did you put them all in one place? Why, Zelensky? Why? Zelensky's like, it's not my fault. It's not my fault. I'm just the puppet. I don't know anything about this. Go contact NATO. Okay, so now we have the relative changes in radiation intensity of characteristic isotopes. Here we got measured on May 18th at 4. relative hour changing in the last week here. And yeah, you can see it popped right up in that time period. Relative change in counts, percentage. So it goes up almost 300%. Another angle of the explosion. Could not imagine actually witnessing that in person. Like, we never see fireworks like that. That's insane. Yeah. That's real time, guys. And here we have Ministry Secretary of Health of Ukraine, public health order that they've distributed in Ukraine, I'm assuming here. So some sort of evidence that they're trying to warn people. Due to the threat of radiation danger in the city of Khmelnytsky, so there it is, Khmelnytsky, and its environs, it is necessary to take the following measures. When declaring a dangerous condition due to do not panic. Listen to the message. Warn neighbors and provide assistance to disabled people, children, elderly age. Find out the time and place where the residents gather for evacuation. Reduce the penetration of radiation substances into the apartment house end to end. Close the windows and doors. Seal the cracks. Prepare for possible evacuation. Pack in airtight bags and folds in suitcase documents, valuables, money, basic necessities, medicines, minimum underwear and clothing, and a supply of canned food for 2 or 3 days. Drinking water. Prepare the simplest means of sanitary treatment, soap solution for hand treatment. Disconnect all electrical appliances before leaving the room from the power supply. Turn off the gas and water. Remember, use only food that has been stored in closed containers for food purposes before and have not been exposed to radioactive contamination or canning. Do not eat vegetables that have grown in contaminated soil. Do not drink milk from cows that graze on polluted pastures. Do not drink water from open sources or from water supply networks after the official radiation hazard announcement. Cover the wells. Avoid prolonged exposure to contaminated areas. Do daily wet cleaning in the premises, preferably using detergents. In case of being in an open air contaminated with radioactive substances, be sure to use protective equipment to protect organs, breathing, gas mask, respirator, cotton gauze, bandages, moistened gauze, bandages, handkerchief, or any part of clothing to protect the skin, and special protective clothing, hooded raincoats, caps, overalls, rubber shoes, and mittens. Wow, anyways, there we go.
Боже, це просто капець.
Such a mushroom. Look at that top of the mushroom. It's like a white haze on the top, a white cloud. It's being pushed up. Okay, so here we have this. I came across this on Twitter. British depleted uranium explosion cover-up. The live map of radioactivity environmental monitoring (REM) group of the Joint Research Centre (JRC) of the European Commission has stopped loading. You can see, like, it's supposed to show a live view of the gamma dose rate, and they have colors. Above 2000 would be purple, then blue, it's 500 to 2000, and then more blue, and then more towards green of 0 to 100. And like the loading symbol is there. You can see the load, and here's a zoom in, load. So it's just like the traffic cameras here. They freeze them up, when they don't want people to see the accident of the buses on the connector on the way to Merritt. The cameras, they turn them off, and here they go. They turned this system off on this live update. And here's one of the original angles we saw earlier. It was one of the most popular ones shared on Twitter and redacted. And then there's a second depot next door, I guess. Remember, the UK sent these weapons to Ukraine all in the name of democracy and in the name of the environment. Luckily, the Russians blew these things up before they could be shot off and contaminate all of the country of Ukraine. And they want to get Donetsk and Donbass and just bomb it all with these shells. And of course, across Russia if they could. Here we have another graph. This one is from, I'm not even sure, Ukraine or Russia. I can't remember when I saved it. But again, you can see how the level just went off the charts. And another one showing it rise on, as the dates go, you have May 10th, May 11th, and then May 12th, boom, it shoots right up. Here we have the robots that are firefighting robots, because you don't want to be in there as humans when there's radioactivity going on. You got wild little robot machines, huh? This is what they needed for Chernobyl, obviously, and instead they sent the fire brigade in there and didn't warn them at all, and everybody died in a year or 2 or 3 of cancer. All right, let's fast forward to the next one here. Again, we have the radiation levels in Poland in May. And on boom, we got May 15th as the radio cloud started to move over from when it blew up a few days later. And then on the 15th, it shoots right up. May 16th shoots right up. Yeah, there you go. You will see that a very high significant increase in gamma radiation occurred at this detector northwest of the explosion site, almost exactly as it would be expected on a basis of a distance of 250 kilometers and mean wind speed. And a photo from a distance from the previous video. So that's it. That's all I could find, guys. This is Marcel Ernie Racing News. Again, finish off with this is the best video of them all showing the explosion.
Ебать осколки нахуй.
Again, guys, Ernie Racing News, please give a like to get this in the YouTube censorship algorithm just a little bit. Make sure you give that thumbs up and share with your friends on all your social medias like your Telegram, your Signal, on your Twitter, etc. Let's get this out there so people know what's actually going on. The UK in cahoots with NATO. These G7 bastards forcing war on the world here in the name of fake democracy.
Охуеть нахуй.